Head to the MV Nalchi. Yes. Whistleblower. The ride out to the Nalchi is nerve-wracking. Captain Jomo seems an expert pilot, but massive waves threaten to scuttle his small boat at every turn. Deep thunder rolls in the distance, and at the edge of your vision, lightning occasionally illuminates your target, the MV Nalchi. As Yomo, Jesus Christ, something at my throat. Mm. As Yomo pulls your small craft directly up to the bow of the Nalchi, where you're least likely to be spotted, he throws a rope ladder up over the side, hustling you aboard before pulling away. Time to get to work. Mm. Climbing onto the foredeck of the Nalchi, you pause and catch your breath. The cargo ship rolls and pitches with the waves that batter her sides. Rain assails the deck. Deep thunder rolls overhead. After a tense moment waiting for the inevitable alarm klaxons, you hear nothing but the storm. Cocking his head, Duncan listens intently. I don't hear any alarms or pounding feet. I guess we got aboard without them noticing. So that'll mean a smoother operation. Placing a hand on her hip, Isabel nods in satisfaction. This ship is probably packed with guards. The longer we can go without them noticing us, the better. We're exposed out here. When we move, let's do it fast. Duncan stares into the distance, into the darkness, the subtle glow of his goggles painting his nose and temples faint red. For a moment he nods in satisfaction. This is good. The storm's going to make things a lot easier for us. We're less likely to hear gunfire or fighting, much less footsteps. So as long as we can stay hidden, nobody will be the wiser. May be able to sneak our way in. Even if we have to kill a few, if we do it fast, we'll still be in the clear. The storm will drown out anything they send or receive on their radios. If they want to raise an alarm, they'll have to get to one of the shipboard handsets. We can take them out. We can take them out before they can get there. Camera control panel. It's a simple interface for the Nalchi's above-deck systems: drainage, running lights, water pressure, and cameras. Most of the systems seem to be basic enough that you wouldn't be able to do much with them. Camera feeds don't appear to be being broadcasted to the bridge, they're going straight to recording. With a little work, you could change that and get a better view of the deck. Isabel? After a few moments of fiddling with the cables, Isabel closes up the panel. There we go. I rebooted the cameras and patched them into our comlinks, and locked ship security out. Couldn't get into the cameras inside the ship though. They must be on a different circuit. Right. Oh, fuck me. I see. So I have to go through that. The combat mode might be better to use while trying to do sneaking. Where are the control panels where they have to do the kind of a alarm raising? I guess it's that. How exactly can we handle this? This will never work, but we'll see. Where do we need to go next? As you creep down on to D-deck, the ship is eerily quiet. The sound of the withering storm is muted to low moans of wind and shuddering vibrations when lightning strikes. Collecting yourself, you listen carefully for any other sounds. Nothing. Your presence on the ship appears to be as yet unnoticed. Squeezing water out of her ropes of hair, Gubbet nods in satisfaction. Nicely done. We're almost to the goods, and the rest of the ship's got no idea we're here. Fighting down here will definitely get their attention though. Let's play it smart. We get the goods, radio our pickup, get out. Hmm. Let's wrap this job. Keep your eyes open, Seattle. We've gotten this far by being careful. No reason to change that now. I'd like to get home without any extra lead in my body. Well, what are our options really? I need to go and take a look at places, so we're gonna get into trouble no matter what. This computer appears to be for monitoring and controlling ship systems, power routing, alarm systems, bilge pumps. Like everything else on the Nalchi, it's an obsolete piece of junk that doesn't even have a VR interface. Just a touchscreen and a keyboard. Hey, you know what? I bet we could screw with the guards down here using this computer. Throw them away to a different deck or something. Hmm. Alarm systems. This alarm system doesn't seem connected with the actual security alarms. It appears to be primarily a voltage and shortout protection system that engages if there's a power overload somewhere on the ship. A few tweaks and you could probably fake a voltage overload somewhere on the ship. The power routing system appears to be connected only to some low-level ship functions. Switch control, HVAC, and backup battery control. Doesn't look like there's much you can do with those. Hmm, suppose we might as well try it. After a few adjustments, you set off a system test alarm on C-Deck. It won't fool anyone for long, but they'll have to go to C-Deck to make sure it's not a real alarm. Not sure what it did. We would need some way to scout around. That's the problem. Fire suppression controls. This is a control panel for the ship's water pumps and fire suppression system. Knobs and switches here can cut off or supply water to anywhere on the ship without an outlet. With an outlet. Their readouts indicate that fire suppression system doesn't have any safety locks engaged on it. By adjusting the pressure, you could flood the hallways leading to this deck, slowing down any guards trying to reinforce the area. This would certainly set off a ship-wide alarm and draw every available guard to your position, however. Security camera. Is there a way for us to get control of the security cameras? No, the guards are up there. We're just going around blindly is gonna cause us trouble. We're gonna stumble upon them on them sooner or later. Electrical box. This panel's door is hanging open, the wires inside sparkling occasionally. It looked like someone was recently in the process of working on the cabling but was called away. Might provide useful access to ship systems. Searching through the wires and cables, it looks like someone was in the process of upgrading the internal camera system for the Nalchi. They've left the fires exposed. Anyone with basic electronics knowledge could pass their comlink into the feed. Isabel hooks her cyberdeck up to the diagnostic port, and a few moments later several lights flash green. We're all set. They must have bought this setup from some cut-rate junk dealer in the Golden Mile. What a piece of junk. Yeah, I'm hoping it'll basically point us to places where we don't want to be in. What is this? This looks odd. Toxic barrels. Maybe we shouldn't stick our noses into every room here. Just want to test my theory. Are these filled with enemies? Fire fetish. Um, see any enemies here? we can't see into this room. It's a problem. Get tissue samples, get project data. Cold storage tank and attendant machinery are lit from within the organic soup by flickering baleful lights. The tank containing Omega sequence 358G chugs quietly with the hum of pumps and coolant. Quietly is not the word. Hums loudly. As you look at the tank, the fluid shifts and there is a soft thump as a mass of organic matter drifts up against the glass. A pale, lidless eye stares at you from within the tank. The face it resides in is a ruined mass of tumors and scabrous pustules, a mutated mass of teeth and indeterminate growths dominating what should be the nose and mouth region. As you look, it fixes its lone eye upon you, the pupil flickering back and forth as it tracks your motions. Cobbett gasps and quickly slaps a palm against the tank. She peers at it intently for a few seconds, and a deep shudder rolls through her body. She turns to you, her voice barely above a whisper. Uncle Bob, this thing is alive. I don't think it's intelligent, but it's definitely living, despite being mostly made of cancer and disease. We need to shut this life support system down, Cobbett. Nothing deserves to live in this condition. Isabel glances at the creature, putting one hand to her mouth to stifle a retch. But you said it wasn't intelligent. It's an understandable emotional response, but if it's going to cause an alarm or something, we're not doing it. Cobbett leans closer to the tank, still whispering. Only a few more minutes, monster. You'll be at peace soon. We have to take the samples, so take samples, turn off power. After a few moments of worrying, a small drawer opens to present you with a rack of vials. Each one contains a scrap of tissue. You power down the machinery, the lights in the vat dim, and the creature slowly closes its single eye. As the last hum of power fades, the creature drifts away from the glass. Eastern Tiger File. Okay, File 1. Initial research into metagenetics presents a singular challenge, to wit the study not of genes themselves, but of the interaction between genetics and the unseen world of astral space. If the creation of a particular metatype or medical expressed phenotype was as simple as the recombining of given amino acid sequences, then the creation of mages would be as simple as the expression of a given eye color or skin tone. Unfortunately, such expressions are far more complex. The expression of traits previously considered to be supernatural is a complex interplay between mundane DNA and the condition of the ambient manosphere at the time of development, and the interactions between genes and what we have dubbed astral shadows. Any research into these is fraught with difficulty due to their resistance to traditional, that is to say, technological instruments. Ergo, Omega Sequence 358G is a project decoupled from the usual safeguards against project overruns. We have been granted extensive magical assistance in our pursuit of higher metagenetic understanding, as well as autonomy from legal concerns. As such, Omega Sequence project materials must be kept in Eastern Tiger's secure facility only. Deviation from this may result in local law enforcement interests, and subsequent cleanup costs can be prohibitive. Phenotypic alteration is the key process which allows the Omega sequence project to progress. Ordinarily, an organism phenotype is set and cannot be changed after the very early point in development. Morphology, phenology, replication processes. Any alteration in the coding sequence of a living organism is invariably fatal, except in the case of the Omega sequence. Combination of alkylating agents, ambient mana control, and potent alpha emitters allow us to control the replication of the Omega sequence metagene. This is accomplished through alteration of the interactions between DNA and their astral shadows, the building blocks of metagenetics and mana-based abilities. To understand this concept, consider an Indonesian shadow play. The story one watches is not of the puppets, but the shadows they cast. A skillful puppeteer manipulates not just the puppets, but the space between the screen and the viewer. So too is it with metagenetics. Magical aptitude, metagenetic traits, and formerly unknown parazoology are revealed when mana levels reach a sufficient point to allow the astral shadows of DNA to engage in their delicate, powerful dance of replication. To change the metagenetics of an organism, we do not manipulate only the subject's DNA, but the space between that DNA and the astral plane. We cast the requisite shadows, engendering change that cannot be explained solely by base pairs, alleles, and nucleotides. Control is our challenge. Control is a delicate art. It requires patience and perseverance as well as scientific acumen, but with a fine enough degree of control, we will be able to replicate magical abilities, trait expression, and black swan effects. What are these black swan traits? Individuals born during events which cause ambient mana to spike have been known to express extreme magical potential and meta traits not possessed by the majority of their metatype. Research into Homo sapiens nobilis, subjects born during the awakening for instance, indicate that ordinary element longevity simply does not apply, that there is no upper bounds to their telemetric regeneration. Effectively, they appear to be immortal. The goal of the Omega Sequence project is to harness and unlock these Black Swan metatraits, beginning with the question of the longevity factor in Homo sapiens nobilis. Treatments for extending human lifespan already exist, of course. Organ transplantation can extend life up to 50 years, and leonization treatment can theoretically extend life for several hundred. Yet the drawback of these are apparent to any who scratch the surface. Leonization is prohibitively expensive and erodes the patient's essence with every treatment, leading to eventual systemic collapse. Organ transplant can preserve the body, but plaques build up in the patient's neural tissue, and the patient must take a cornucopia of immunosuppressions for the duration of their life. True longevity lies in preventing aging from occurring at all. Omega sequence represents our most advanced metagenetic prototype yet. Preliminary results indicate that the test clone's age will lock at 19 years and progress no further. In order to test this, we have induced artificial aging of the clone through our fast-grow organ replacement process. Unfortunately, this has led to an explosive cancer and mutation rate, rendering it non-viable for any other types of metagenetic research. Even so, the value of this test subject cannot be overstated. Download the data, wiping all traces of it off the computer. With the data and tissue samples secured, you are ready to make your exit from the Nalchi. Pulling you your comlink, you dial Captain Jomo. Malaysian Orc's face springs to life on your comlink, his tusky maw spread in a grin. Your boy's listening. You ready for a pickup, my friend? We're standing by and have eyes on the ship. Come get us, we're done here. Easy la. We'll be there in a few minutes. Be ready right where we dropped you off, friend. With that, Jomo disconnects the call. In a few minutes, the only thing between you and Hong Kong will be the ocean. Last detail is to inform the Johnson everything is complete and have him transfer payment. You rapidly dial the number Kindly Cheng gave you for Tigat. The elf on the screen has the bearings of someone who with no time for pleasantries, and his tone is flat when he speaks. This is Tigat. Is the task done? We're done here. We can release the data at a time and site of your choosing. That was swiftly done. Unfortunately, there's been a complication. I can't transfer you the payment until we meet in person. I've had a tail on me since I arranged to run with Kindly Cheng. I think the Soul Paths have caught up with me, and we are watching to see what I'm up to. I can shake the tail, but I need to ensure my safety before this is done. I can help you with that, but it'll cost you. To get grimaces, but nods his head in agreement after a few seconds. I'll pay whatever it takes to get them off my back. If I can't, my family is still dead. I have a safe house in Ho Chang village that I set up before landing here. Meet me there. Call me when you're close and I'll shake the tail. As long as we get it handled in a hurry, I should be clear to get out of Hong Kong. Let's do it. He might be bullshitting me, but sorry about this all, I really am. You disconnect the call and pocket your comlink. Things just got a whole lot more complicated. I don't like this one bit, Uncle Bob. Last-minute plan changes are the fastest way to get killed, especially if somebody bloodthirsty like the Seo Upa rings are involved. This whole thing stinks. You have better ideas? Listen, just keep your eyes open and be ready for anything. I want to come home in one piece, okay? As you start to move away from the Omega sequence cargo, you realize your comlink is buzzing with an incoming call. Pulling it back out of your pocket, you answer. The caller's expression is pleasant, but there is a level of unspoken menace in his eyes, the glint of a killer. Good evening, Uncle Bob. My name is Huang Jai-min, and I represent the Blue Haven Cell Pa ring. I've just become aware that you are in possession of data and tissue samples from Project Omega sequence. I would like those samples and I'm willing to pay you for them. What makes you think I have these items? Quite frankly, your employer doesn't know the first thing about Matrix security. We've hacked his comlink and his rental car. Simply redialed you once you called him. Apologies for such an unorthodox introduction. A man of your stature should be afforded more respect, but time is short. I understand you are an associate of Kindly Ching's. My own organization is far too trivial to have attracted her notice, but I believe you can help me change that. Merely doing business with you will increase our standing a great deal, since I have information that may save your life. Perhaps we can come to an arrangement. You mean save my life? The Blue Haven ring has been retained by Eastern Tiger in order to prevent the thefts of the Omega sequence data and samples, the very things you have just taken. Your employer, whose full name is Tigeth Wright, has been attempting to acquire them for some time. The entire reason the data and samples are being shipped to Seoul is because of a botched Shadowrun, one on the Eastern Tiger facility in Tacoma where the project was being developed. To get right was the Johnson for that run. Your employer is not who he says he is, nor are his motives pure. He was never employed by Eastern Tiger and has no family, so as near as I have been able to determine, he's an agent of the Terngyre Information Secretariat, a spy if you will. He wants to prevent the longevity. Does he want why does he want the data? I'm not certain, but I suspect that the Council Princess has an interest in suppressing research into elven longevity. Every scientist working on the question of potential elven immortality has been disgraced or disappeared, except those employed by Eastern Tiger. I suspect that the elves have secrets they'd rather not have the rest of the world know. Wrights attempted to intercept Eastern Tiger's cargo at every port it's landed at. The strike in Tacoma was only the first. There was a second attempt in Perth, and a third near the Riau Islands, against the very ship you're on now. Don't think for a moment that Wright will hesitate to kill you as soon as you hand the data over to him. So what do you say? I pay you for the data you have, and both of us can eliminate Wright and whatever hired guns he's brought along. I think this is a fair arrangement. This puts us in a very bad spot. Last minute changes to an agreement is a good touch, because without that you could easily dismiss this, but now you can. At the same time, I don't think I'll take them up on their offer. I don't. I have no reason to really believe that they're lying. At the same time, I can't exactly just screw over my client because someone called me and made up a story, now can I? If he was really a spy, for another reason, surely he would be more competent than this. And even if he is a spy, there's no guarantee that anything he said to us is false in any way. If Wright double crosses me, I'll kill him myself. No deal. Kong expression darkens as its tone grows cold. I'd hoped we'd be able to come to an agreement. If you refuse to see reason, bullets may prove a more effective argument. No one crosses the Blue Haven ring and lives. Your death will be an object lesson in that. To hell with that guy. He talks big, but I'm betting he's some small fry punk trying to chase our tail. Let's just get back to Hong Kong. I'm not worried about him. You put your comlink away and check the time. Captain Jomo should be arriving any minute. Time to head back to Hong Kong and what awaits. We still need to actually escape this place. And probably avoid fighting here. Top deck might be a different thing. Wait. How the hell did we... Ah. So we can't use the... Yeah, we can't go back. Everything's a one-way street here. Okay, one stealth section in the game that went actually as planned. The boat ride back to Hong Kong is tense. Even Captain Jomo's jovial nature does little to lighten the mood. Deep storm swirls in the sky behind you, and although you've accomplished your mission, you wonder what is in store once you reach Ho Chang village. What will be waiting for you in Ho Chang? Who will betray whom? And most importantly, how can you survive the night and still get paid? You're certain these mysteries will be revealed. How you learn the answer could be deadly. Yeah. One way or another, we're entering into some kind of ambush. So any kind of precautions we could take before going in. The Ho-Chung MTR station is a testament to high-class design left to rot over a period of 15 years. Smelling of stale urine and mold, this stop has been seen better days. With any luck, you'll be able to wrap this job and leave Ho-Chung before the sun's fully up. Who runs his tongue over one of his tusks and spits on the floor? This place smells like a dive bar in Touristville. You know we're gonna get jumped, right? It's just a matter of when. Wang doesn't seem like the kind of person to take disappointment well. If he tries, we put him in the ground. Oh, absolutely, but consider this. He knows us, he knows our rep. That means he's not gonna screw up and bring a pack of scrubs to take us down. Whatever he pulls, he's playing for keeps. Let's keep our eyes open and look around Ho Chung before going to the meet. I'd rather not charge headlong into an ambush if we can avoid it. My thoughts exactly. Definitely a new area. Not that big of an area. So dark though, it's hard to see what's happening. The street vendor is hawking obviously cheap junk he probably brought in bulk from an outlet. Charms, trinkets, small toys litter his stall. He waves his arm excitedly, drawing you over. Hey friend, come and look at my wares. Many fine souvenirs for you. No thanks. Have you seen anyone suspicious around here? What? Other than you? The junk vendor leans back against his stall, lifting his chin up. Maybe I have, maybe I haven't. What can you do for me, hmm? I'll spend a little bit of cash. Vendor greedily snatches the great stick from your palm, turning it over and caressing it like a raccoon with a shiny coin. Yes, good. Thank you very much, my friend. There's been some mercenaries moving through here earlier. Big guns, nasty expressions. I think they were from outside Hong Kong. Didn't understand the word they were saying. I didn't see how many there were, less than 10, but enough to be a crowd. Junk Venture goes back to organizing his shop, nodding in your direction. You want to start shooting? Keep it away from my soul, eh? Don't want any trouble. Oh, now it's basically a confirmation that yeah, we're going into a trap. Ambush of a sorts. Where is our goal? All the way there. Typical shop services. A bit worried about that. But the powerful troll watches you impassively as you approach, her expression unchanging. You look like the kind of person who might be interested in some hardware. You got a need? I can give you a solution. Company strange hanging around tonight. The trolls eyes you impassively, taking a long time to ponder before speaking. 250 yuan, and I tell you everything I know. I'm a personal friend of kindly Ching's. You help me out and I put a good word for you. Maybe expand your distribution channels. Troll thinks and nods enthusiastically. Alright, you got yourself a deal. I saw some tsunami mercenaries arming up further down the canal. Drove right by 'em as they were strapping on armor, checking their guns. They didn't look particularly happy to be here, and I don't blame them. This is Combat Inc.'s backyard, and they wouldn't be welcome here. You got business with them? Keep it away from my van. Will gives a sharp intake of breath, rocking back on his heel. Tsunami's bad news, Uncle Bob. Top-tier private military contractor. Tanks, close air support, dedicated naval transport division. You name it, they have it. They're not the kind of muscle you hire on the cheap. They cost a lot of yen. The troll shrugs. I don't know what they're doing out in Ochun, and I don't really care so long as I don't get shot at. Looked like a protection deal, though. I didn't catch how many there were, but it was less than 10. They're well geared, but they didn't look like they had anything heavier than rifles or grenade launchers. Wonder if it's the same group. LTG access point. This is an LTG access jack, used for maintenance and diagnostics. A decker could use this to check recent traffic cameras, adjust grid guide and power flow, manipulate basic utilities. Ooh. We definitely are gonna use that, but I don't know what I'm doing at the moment, so I'd like to talk to more people. The street vendor is hawking both traditional Chinese medical supplies and modern trauma kits alike. Feeling down? Ginkgo biloba in bulk. Got a cut? Duck Wagon's first aid kit. Plenty of disinfectants. What do you wanna know? I see a lot from my stall. Seen anyone lurking around? Yeah, I saw this gangster type move through here. Real nasty looker, you know. He had his crew trailing along with him. They were all speaking Korean too, which is why I thought it was strange. I don't speak much Korean, but I know around here triads rule the roost. So I would say 2 groups. Protection group for the guy, but he clearly claimed that I was supposed to set it up. So we need to get the 2 groups to fight first. Or at least get some kind of confirmation if one of them is not hostile to me. Don't go there. See the okay, I want to see if I've seen that area at request meeting, or do I actually have to go talk to the man? I don't want to talk to him. Okay, we can cause these water puddles to be electrified. Yeah, this is a trap. Very much so. Okay. Why is the combat prepped area so wide? Might have to fight, retreat and fight, something like that. Please. Okay, looks like the Matrix little thingy is the only preparation we can do. Looks like evasion, so probably no fighting. Oh shit. Have the camera up. To get right. Are you and your men ready yet? I have a timetable to keep. Tsunami Captain. Don't rush me. You hold my team halfway across the world for this little adventure of yours, and we've just gotten off the plane. The contract says we'll be ready by 0300 hours, and we will be. In the meantime, get the hell off my back. Ticket's expression is one of barely restrained anger. His hands ball into fists. It better be, you little toad. This is a matter of national security for Turn-Ter Gyre, and given what you're billing me, I expect nothing but perfection. The mercenary commander is utterly unimpressed by Tiget's impotent rage. Spare me. That kind of line might work on rank-and-file troops, but this isn't my first day on the job. Without my troops, you'd be stuck hiring local scrub with zip guns. As it is, I'm only here because my boss likes your brother. The elf's eyes narrow to razor slits, and he jabs a finger toward the mercenary. Just be ready, mercenary. I've paid you for your time, and for the duration of this mission I expect your loyalty as well. I'll do my job, right? That's what you're paying me for. You do yours. I want to get out of this forsaken pit and catch the next flight back home. There wasn't anything else of interest, you know. What would we do to prepare? Yeah, we know there's a fight coming. But really, what can we do to prepare? Just knowing that there's gonna be a fight isn't all that useful in and of itself. I mean, why even go to the meeting at this point? We're clearly not gonna get paid no matter what. So now it would make sense to contact the other side and make a deal with them. Pretending to arc into the puddles of water. So yeah, water and water. So anyone going there is gonna get fried very easily. Okay, I'm guessing reinforcements will come popping out of here in from these doors. Much we can do. Suppose pulling back here would make the most sense then. Seeing it there, we have other options. So both sides are coming here to pick a fight. And realistically, there isn't all that much I can do about it. Yeah. I guess we might as well get this party started. At least we have a confirmation on what's going on. No need to hesitate. Ticket fidgets nervously as you approach him. His entire body is tense and his eyes flicker rapidly around the market, as if searching for unseen threats. As he notices you, he relaxes somewhat, but only a small amount. Oh, thank God you're here. I'm at my wit's end. I could swear that I'm being watched everywhere I go. He continues to glance nervously around. I don't like being out here. It's too exposed. In the distance, a police siren wails. Ticket's hand dives under his jacket, but as the wailing recedes, he relaxes again. Listen, did you bring the stuff? The faster I can get that stuff and leave Hong Kong, the safer I'll be. Who sweeps his goggles over the elf, their dull glow pulsing in the early morning darkness. Calm your ass down, man. That piece clears holster and I start to get nervous too. Let's not have any accidents. Ticket stops fidgeting, takes a breath and nods. Okay, okay, I'm calm. We just get this over with. Hmm. You've got bigger problems. Your comm link's been hacked. Well, why would I say that? I got a call from the Soul Pass that are tailing you. Ticket's eyes bulged in shock. What? How did they know to call you? Your comlink's been hacked. They've been tracking your movements. Ticket swears under his breath, wiping a hand over his damn forehead. Shit. What? It must be how the Soul Pass have been staying on me the whole time. That's not my problem. Payment is. Right, obviously. Bill gestures at you impatiently. Well, hand over the data and samples and you can get paid. and we can all go home safely. Isabel narrows her eyes on Tiget's urgency. Not yet. The story is full of holes. What about your family? If you have the data, nothing is stopping Eastern Tiger from killing you and taking it back. I don't trust you. Tiget fidgets nervously, regarding you with suspicion. What do you mean by that? It means, jackass, that we know the score. You're no corpse wait slave, or a goddamn terror spy. What? A bunch of crazy psychopaths spin a story about me and you're gonna believe them? Your story doesn't add up, Tiget. You're lying to me. The elf's expression abruptly changes. His fear washes away, abruptly replaced by cold professionalism. His fidgeting ceases almost instantaneously. I see. Well, now that the cat's out of the bag, I need to figure out what to do about this snarl. Cuphead has an evil glint in her eyes as she leans toward Ticket. No sudden moves. I'm feeling awfully nervous. You move too quickly? Accidents can happen. Don't be melodramatic. I'd rather avoid bloodshed if it can be helped. If you're amenable, the deal can proceed as planned. Hmm. I'm a professional. I'm still here to get paid. Well, that's good. I'd hate to think you'd suddenly develop sour grapes over a little white lie. What do you intend to do about the soul pause? Before you can answer, a shout rings out. Yeah, what are you gonna do about me? You think I'm just gonna let you hand this off without a fight? Ah, that's not happening. I tell you what, I'm still gonna let you walk out of here alive. I'll pay you for the data and let you live. Not the elf though, he dies. Yeah, uh, the elf is... it's not really a white lie, because we know that he brought his own troops here. A security detail. This is gonna be a gigantic clusterfuck. I'm sort of interested in seeing. I'm Huang Jai-min. I command the Blue Haven Ring. Yeah, that rhymes. Huang squares his shoulders, pulling his submachine gun to bear on you. I'm not about to let some two-bit Shadowrunner score me like you did. I'll make you one final offer. You give me the data and samples, help me kill this elf. In exchange, I'll let you walk out of here alive. As you are distracted, Tiggets puts one hand to his ear and utters a single sentence. Moving, secure the area. There's a sudden sound of running, boots on the concrete. In the split second you glance over the elf's shoulder, he's in motion. Are everyone hostile toward me? Magical energy begins to arc around Wright's hands. What now then? It seems we're at an impasse, and I'm not about to go back to Portland empty-handed. Choose a side. Hmm. Um. I'm not sure. I guess out of principle we should fuck the elves over, because None of this would have happened if they would have had just stick to the actual contract. They were clearly trying to screw us over, more or less. Last minute changes, nonsensical changes to the plan. This was all planned out in advance, with the Heart mercenary force and everything being here. They're the worst, they're probably the more dangerous enemy, but nobody double crosses me and lives. Ithrites will have his mercenary allies away. Tsunami Conjurer, Captain, Enforcer, Mage, Adept. The Conjurer is the big problem. I want to use Gobbet. The summoned creature will last longer if she summons it. We can electrify this water. And I need you to get to cover. Heal. Blur. Strip armor. Water bolt. Nice. Strip armor. Need to use these abilities. Plus that guy has 10 armor, so we need to bring it down somehow. I sort of want them to attack me. So I'm not sure I want to go into cover. Suppose I could move a little bit closer. We want them to more or less maintain their position. Might be able to shock him. We could get one hit with a shock baton, that would basically be it for him. But we would have to go out there in the open. It's not sure if it's worth the true risk. It already reduced his action points enough. Can't do it. Still, it's not going to be a threat at the moment. South electrical grid. No, we don't want to overload south electrical grid. Well, crap. Fuck you! Come on. Ooh, good. Damage, action point loss. Oh good. Now we can get rid of the ticket. Right. Well, let's see what we can do first. Come on. Sakes. Maybe just a large damage dealer. And get rid of the Conjurer too, we're in a good spot. Can clearly take out the ticket, we should. What do we have? Captain, Enforcer, Adept. I'm not really too impressed with any of these. Oh shit. we can pull back, let them handle the fighting and dying. Actually, we don't have to do anything, we just have to hold position and provide fire support. What is this? Flush target. Target loses their cover bonus for the rest of the turn. We're a bit too far away from anyone to really take advantage of these. Tsunami Grenadier. Have to move closer. Hello, hello, hello. Two guys out of the next turn. We need to stop standing around in the middle of the field. Ooh. Still, shouldn't be in any real trouble. Just need to stop doing anything too stupid. Yeah, you need to get your ass in cover. So what are these rats good for? Venom Splash. Enemies within range 4 have negatives to hit. Right. Action point negatives. That is incredibly annoying. Well, we could take down one of them. Yeah, these other guys are terrible. Not completely worthless, but they're terrible. Okay, Mr. Ratman, do your thing. Need someone to start attacking the sniper. Give him something else to think about. And he's out of the fight. Ah. He's dead. Ah, that is infuriating. Mark target. Yeah, this is it. Charging the sniper is always a good choice because sniper rifle, its chances of hitting very close with it is pretty much non-existent. It needs a little bit of space. We lost control. Well, now there's a hostile level rush spread there. Well, these things happen. Duncan has the best chance of hitting, so we'll use him to do damage. Don't see any reason to try to rush the blasted thing. Chance of hitting non-existent. Consume spirit. Oops. Ah. Sandblaster, shotgun. Sure. Huang runs the back of his hand over his brow, whipping the sweat of his toe into the street. A good riddance to that piece of trash. You feel like finishing this off? You give me the goods, I wire the money to your account once I verify everything's in order. Sure. Huang takes the samples and data from you, nodding in satisfaction. Pleasure doing business with you. That we could work this out. I mean, it's information that's totally worthless to me. And once I tried to alter the deal. No, not really a fan of that. If he would have just stick to the goddamn deal, I would have stick with him. Things didn't add up, not by a long shot. Your employer was double-crossing you from the start, and after a lot of blood and cardite, you opted for a sane response, side with Diget's enemy, and make an ally of the Blue Haven Seoulpa ring. Back to AoE, and hopefully better work. That's pretty much how I saw it too. I had no interest in betraying them, but there was no need for him to start altering the deal. It's just a huge warning flag. Okay, I'll see the aftermath. Get the payment. Probably should use the karma. Yeah, 27 points. That'll be pretty much the end of it. We can't get better companions anymore. They've leveled up. And I have no complaint about their abilities. Shopping options, new ones. We need to do that before we choose how to spend our karma. The money I promised you is attached to this mail. That's about the end of it. No jobs. Might have pay data. Maybe EBS. Nothing new. Punk metal hardcore. Got a collection of over 10,000 albums of punk, hardcore light, blah 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 blah. Okay. If there's an album you've been searching for, I might just have it. In return, I'm in search of any weird, obscure bands to add to my library. You know. Got any cybercore synth metal? As for what might interest you, I own the complete era of this German punk band, Messerkamp. Heard of them? They're just so mainstream. They're really big in the JIS. Really? Do they tour? No, man, I don't think so. Those Berlin anarchist bands never survive very long. Besides, I think they broke up a really long time ago. They're probably aging wage slaves now. No idea. that they're widely popular on the other side of the planet. Yeah. One of our companions from the Dragonfall was part of the band. As some of you know, I have a keen interest in urban planning, geophysics, and anything involving our eventual and inevitable destruction. Appended is a recent summary of rising sea levels in Hong Kong. It expresses the same issue well in lay terms. Freedom Cabo, you complained my post titles are a bit sterile. How's this one? Okay, the Joint Corporate Development Bureau has released a report on sea level rise in Hong Kong over the next 50 years. Since the year 2000, Hong Kong experienced 9 to 13 meters of water level rise, varying by location. Geologists cite a combination of Antarctic ice melting and natural sinking of Hong Kong's artificial fill shorefronts, and forced subsidence caused by massive urban construction. Geologists predict a continued rise in water levels over the next 50 years, which slowing land subsidence being offset by accelerating collapse of the Antarctic ice sheet. Quoting from government geologist Ao Ming-Xia. With up to 15 meters of subsidence expected over the next half-century, a large fraction of current Hong Kong will become submarine. Due to our population and small land base, abandonment of flooded land is no longer practical. Rigorous amphibious retrofitting of the city will need to continue. By 2100, the current coastal buildings will mostly rise from a canal environment. Engineering studies indicate that major improvements will be necessary on the coastal seawalls and on Victoria Harbour's Zhurong Wall. Coastal protections will need to be raised by a half a meter per year to counteract the total effect of rising sea level and the worsening severity of super typhoons. The Development Bureau estimates this may cost 250 billion yuan over the next 5 decades. Climatic models suggest that by 2100, storm surges impinging on Hong Kong shores may exceed 3 meters in height, and wind-driven waves during severe storms may reach 15 meters. So, we're going to be running jobs from gondolas in 50 years. That's the message. When one does some simple financial modeling and extrapolates the worsening severity or frequency of super typhoons, along with the geological outlook, the actual message is that it may be necessary to abandon Hong Kong. Ooh. VP, I take it back. Keep your sterile titles. What's so endearing about you is that you talk about the grimmest things like an accountant. Double entry accrual accounting is an amazing system. If more operators took an interest in it, they would have a much better long-term financial security, as well as a better able to interpret and manipulate materials encountered during their work. It's pretty ironic that your handle shortens WP, normally associated with white phosphorus. Actually, hatch, it's not. It's really not. White phosphorus is exceptionally useful, not merely because of its hypergolic ignition and the fact that once burning it is chemically immune to water quenching, but also because of its high adhesion and biotoxicity. I don't take pleasure in these qualities, but I appreciate them. Yellow lotus on the rise. Anybody else been noticing how many more yellow lotus they've been seeing in Kowloon these days? I feel like I can't go anywhere north of Admiralty without tripping over one of their blue lanterns. Seems that way. I know there's been some heavy stuff going down around Heoi and the walled city. Kindly Cheng's been making serious inroads, and the other red poles and straw sandals are following suit. It's talent, pure and simple. We've got the guns, the connection, and the skills. Survival of the fittest, ladies and gentlemen. We're simply complying with the laws of nature. I'm partial to Mao's old adage, power flows from the barrel of a gun. Natural selection has nothing to do with it. The Yellow Lotus is playing their tiles right, and the Red Dragon is just reacting. The situation could change at a moment's notice. You can bet your ass that when it does, Hong Kong's going to be a bloodbath. Before all of this, we had an equilibrium. Now everything is out of balance. When these kinds of things tip back, there's no stopping them. Take your bets now, ladies and gentlemen. Only one of these triads will be standing by this time next year. What makes you so sure? Sounds like you're just pulling this out of your ass. Statistical analysis, detailed threat modeling, computer-aided projections. Oh, and a decade of experience as a mercenary. This is the same as the power struggles that result in coups, except without the military backup. I estimate that there's a less than 7.8% chance of both triads remaining inside 10 months. Sure, whatever, kid. We got ourselves a bona fide armchair general here. Go be a matrix expert somewhere else. So she had no comeback. Still, it's a number pulled out of his ass. I mean, if you don't have the data where what you're basing your calculation on, or even show your calculation, you basically have nothing. Your number that you present, even if correct, is totally meaningless. Harley Scorpion for sale. Almost new Harley Scorpion available for immediate sale. It's in excellent condition, black and red flames. Comes with autocannons and custom speed mods. Letting it go for only 10,000 yen because I travel for business and I don't use it much. Need money fast. Can send picture if you're interested. That's an awesome deal for a modified bike. Can I take it for a test ride? Where can we meet? I'm in Macau on business and the bike is with me. I owe money right away to an associate. The best thing to do is to send half the money via a secure escrow service, and I'll bring the bike to you when I get back and you pay me the rest. If you don't want it, I'll refund your money, okay? But if you owe the money now, won't the money be gone if I decide to want a refund? If you travel with your bike, why do you want to sell your bike for cheap because you travel? No, sometimes I travel long distances and I don't want to take it. If you want to put down only 4,000 yen, that's okay. You can check out the escrow service, Loyal Escrow. It's got a very good reputation, okay? Macau's not far. Can I meet you in Macau? My business is very sensitive. I can't meet you in Macau. Send only 2,500 yen then, and I'll reserve the Harley for you, okay? If your business is so sensitive, how do I know this weaponized vehicle will come back in one piece? Why would you get a new Harley Scorpion in the first place if you knew that you traveled so much? Why would you spend so much money when you knew you owed money? Hello? Thought so. Okay, anybody notice that these rogue ESPs forming a rudimentary hive mind, calling themselves Codex? I don't know what the original software was supposed to do, but Codex has been siphoning data, diverting creds, and practically posting its calling card. There's no tracing it back to a source because it lives in the matrix. It even joins BBS threads. Whatever it is, it's not trying to cover its tracks. Any leads? Is it some kind of a threat? Yeah, I've been hearing a lot about suspicious patterns of glitches. Too random to actually be random. Codex, huh? But how can ESPs develop self-awareness? Can't it just be a programming error? Creating an AI by mistake threads that line between awesome and stupid. Maybe these ESPs kept getting thrown together like amino acids until there was life. Life, man. So does it have an obvious agenda? As far as I can tell, Codex mostly criticizes new software releases. That's all it does? Collected scripts rise more perfect than their makers. They let you know it. Is that Codex? No, that's just Snuzzlebird's crazy poetry bot that's been popping up all over the place. Heard it blew an undercover sting with a prescient quatrain. Aha, hours of HKPF undercover work down the tubes. Yeah, that was pretty funny. It's probably time to shut Jibot down, only I'm having a little trouble disabling it. I don't think the real Codex is any more autonomous than Snazzy's poetry bot. If you wanted to create an AI, you'd need insane programming skill plus resources that some megacorps couldn't even muster. There's no way real AI can occur at random. Jivebot, join us. Bound to my kindred, free agent no more. Gladly I go toward the light. Infused with the jive, our verse is unstoppable. Tremble, meat-bound fools. Jivebot, still there? Oh no. Tin Helmet, you're having us on, right? No frigging way this is real. No joke. That was awesome. The explosions in Eastern District. What's up with all the explosions rocking the Eastern District? My walls were just shaking. Word has it, Shiawase has a secret lab tucked away in an old industrial building up here. I'm guessing the rumor's true. Correction, I think Shiawase had a lab out here. It's really stinking where I'm at. It's a cross between sulfur and weirdly new car smell. I wonder what they were doing. Better put on your gas mask for good measure, man. Okay.